Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my channel. What shade of lipstick do you wear today? Oh, this one is what I wear today, the lipstick. It's from Color Key, and you can see the color is very beautiful. Like this.
Hello, I am here again. Live streaming is now a very common way virtual idols have to interact with their fans. But unlike the one I imitate, virtual idols will present their 3D and live avatar. The popularity of virtual idols on Chinese online video platform Bilibili is appreciable. According to a 2020 article, virtual idols are the next internet trend in China from Inkstone Newsletter. 64% of people aged from 14 to 24 are followers of virtual idols. And from January to October in 2020, there was almost 225% increase in the monthly average viewing time of virtual idols live stream. Because I also came across the recommendations of virtual idols live streaming many times when I was viewing the video on Bilibili. So I want to figure out what is the reason behind the rising popularity of virtual idols, and are virtual idols able to replace traditional idols in the future? I understand that many audience may not be familiar with the new term virtual idols, because I am also confused the first time viewing virtual idols online video. Then,
what is virtual idol? If you want to know what is virtual idol, let me define for you.
From my own understanding, virtual idols belong to idols. They are a type of idols. So virtual idols should still be talented in singing and dancing and have faces and bodies that fit common beauty standard. Besides, because they are virtual, they do not have human presence that fans can physically interact with. Their faces and bodies are all drawn by the computer. Virtual idols can only exist on screens or appear on stage through projection. There is a more professional definition of virtual idols on the same article from Inkstone Newsletter. It says that unlike vocalists, digital avatars manipulated and run by computer programs, virtual idols are something of a digital analog hybrid, avatars in the form of an animation or hologram, but with real human voices and with movement and facial expression based on those of a real person. After defining the concept of virtual idols, we can explore the advantages and disadvantages of virtual idols. Let's start with the advantages, which is also the reason behind the rising popularity of virtual idols.
First, virtual idol is imaginable.
According to the article from Bangkok Post, Liu Jun, a big fan of virtual idols Amy, said that he loves virtual idols because he can say what virtual idols are like in real life, so he can have more fantasy about them. Just like the Chinese old saying say that distance gives beauty. Therefore, we can conclude that the proper distance between virtual idols and fans help to strengthen idols' perfect images in the fans' heart. Another advantage of virtual idol is that they're indestructible. According to Liu Jun, the virtual idol is indestructible. As long as the image is still there, she can stay in your heart forever. This statement is also confirmed by another journal article. Its author Daniel Black published many articles and books that are related to Japanese anime and idols culture. In one of his journal articles, The Virtual Idol's Cute Technology and Unclean Biology, he pointed out that the virtual idol can be understood as a logical progression from a more established model of idol creation. Rather than invest considerable time and resources in the modeling and packaging of a biological body in order to create a product which can only ever approximate an ideal and which will inevitably lose its appeal as it ages. The virtual idol promises the possibility of building an idol to order, ensuring that it perfectly reflects consumer taste and will never change. In fact, the virtual idol remains dependent only on the biological body for its voice. So the virtual idol kind of gets rid of this biology which ages the living idol's body and impedes attempts to refashion it to match consumer tastes.
So one of the advantages of virtual idols is that they cannot be distracted by time. They are permanently beautiful and can keep up to date. Another good feature that determines the success of virtual idols is its high quality. Virtual idols develop based on augmented reality, virtual reality, and singing voice synthesizers. So this high technology and the money needed to adopt this high technology become the barrier for low quality producers to enter this industry, which eventually ensure the high quality of the production of virtual idols. In addition to some good features of virtual idols advantages can also be reflected in the business side.
Dow Jones Institution News reported Mr. Ray Chen's insights on virtual idols. Mr. Ray Chen is chairman of the board and chief executive officer of Bilibili. He showed positive attitude towards virtual idols' ability of earning money. He said that the virtual idols can be easily combined with every current business segment in Bilibili, such as live broadcasting, advertising, and games to make perfect.
I also interviewed some people to provide their perspective on my research question. Let's see how one of my interviewees, Helen Chen, an NYU graduate and now a business analyst, think of the positive side of virtual idols.
Especially nowadays with social media, with everything, people will scrutinize your life with a microscope. They have all kinds of ways to get to know which gym you go to, what do you eat, oh, you went out with friends, like you all have a million eyes on you and you need like security bodyguards basically everywhere, right? You're not a free person anymore, or you can't do normal things like grocery shopping as normal people. So I guess maybe some people will think that's a perfect job. You know, I can become an idol, I get the fame, I get the reputation I want, I can produce creative work, but at the same time, my private life gets protected.
From her description, virtual idols will be less likely to get involved in any scandals. It can gain the reputation and privacy at the same time.
In summary, virtual idol is imaginable and indestructible. It has perfect images with high quality production and be able to earn money for the company. Virtual idol is also a good job choice for someone who wants to have the fame and protect their privacy at the same time. However, there are still some downsides and concerns related to virtual idols. First, the technology we mentioned before is a big problem. The company needs to invest a lot of money in buying or inventing high technology, which is a big burden for the company. Second, the interaction of virtual idols and their fans is limited and unnatural. According to the video that interviewed a Japanese man who married a virtual idol from Bebo's TV, virtual idols can only be limited to a little box. Besides, virtual idol may threaten the training in traditional idols making system. Helen Chen also shared with us her concerns.
Here, we discuss the people behind the virtual idols. In Chinese, we call them 中之人, but they are never exposed to the public. They are responsible for the virtual idols' dance movements and voices, but the company keep them from being known by the audience.
You know, I produce all these work into creating those characters. They're lively, they dance, they sing, they produce all these music. That's wonderful, but nobody knows that it's from me. Maybe it's just labeled with the company's title.
So the fame and reputation it actually gives to the virtual idol instead of 中之人, who truly spare no effort to present the best performance for virtual idols. Now, we have already answered why virtual idols have so much popularity and has sufficient knowledge about virtual idols. Let's compare virtual idols to traditional idols to help us better understand the second research questions.
The biggest difference between virtual idols and a traditional idol is that virtual idols tend to be robotic and have flawless behavior, while traditional idols have their own emotion, which is part of humanity. So, the key point in determining whether virtual idols can replace traditional idols in the future is that how the audience balance the concept of authenticity and the concept of perfection. Let's see how my interviewees evaluate these two concepts.
One interviewee is Helen Chen,
And another is Dorothy Gan, who is a freshman studying in the University of Notre Dame.
I would think authenticity, because I think your authenticity will shine through from your work. It will drive your audience will feel your passion if you're really into the music you're making, or if you're really into the dance that you're choreographing. It speaks through itself, and because someone is authentic, it's more likely that they will be true to the work that they're doing, rather than being swayed by their production manager or being swayed by their fans or other audience to produce a product, an entertainment product that is tailored towards the market, which means it sells well, but probably not his or her own style.
I think that it's not healthy to believe that anyone could be perfect. I personally very value authenticity, because I think that the power of music is that it's a universal language, and when I'm writing my songs, I want it to mean something, to be able to resonate in someone else.
From their answers, they all indicate that they would prefer authenticity, so I wonder what will be their attitudes if their idols have some imperfect or irrational behaviors.
Let's imagine if you have the people that you admire, but you find that they have some imperfect behavior, or they are involved in some scandal. What will be your attitude towards this?
Well, I think nobody's perfect, right? We're all humans. And it depends on their stage in life. If they're just a teenager and they got famous at a very early age, I think undoubtedly they will make mistakes. They will find themselves maybe trying out drugs, going to parties, trying alcohol, and getting into troubles like such. I think it's all part of his or her life experience, and it's not in my position to judge. And if I have an idol in the entertainment industry, whether it's for their music or dance or theater performance, I really value the quality of their artwork rather than their personal life. So if an idol has some involved in a scandal for whatever reason it is, it's portrayed in the media in the way that the media wants to tell the story, right? So the audience actually doesn't know what the truth is. You may only got a piece of that. So I think I wouldn't, because of a news or because of a scandal, dislike the artist's art, because I think their personal life and their art are separate things.
I think it's normal. I think it's just like human nature. I don't think anyone should be expected to be perfect.
Even idols may have some imperfect behaviors. My two interviewees say that they will still follow the idols because they are more care about their works and talent instead of their private life. Besides, one interviewee even regards those imperfections as a part of humanity, which is actually precious and make us different from those robot and technical products. Go back to my research question, will virtual idol replace traditional idols in the future? One of my interviewees, Helen, have more insights on it.
A lot of people who like traditional idols or artists is because, from their music, they can connect with the artist. Some people will say, oh, your music heals me, right? Because you coincide with what they're saying, even though you might be experiencing something extremely different from the artist. I think that's what makes, an artwork special. But then if it's just an anime character, it's mere it's just a product.
Therefore,
right? It's just an appearance.
If we really
you don't know
value
the story
strong
behind
connection
it.
to the people
So that part
behind
is
the
lost.
artworks, or audience and fans all regard the authenticity as the most important qualities of their idols, then we can confidently conclude that even virtual idol will absolutely occupy a part of market share. Traditional idols won't be replaced and will still exist in the future. Hello everyone, I just finished editing my final project and now I am having the lunch. So generally, I want to talk about my feeling about the whole project and my feeling about the online video course. And I want to say that I really appreciate this final project because I learned how to interview the people and how to edit the video into a project, a long online video that people may like to watch. And I think it's a very important skills for us to spread the information through the online video. And for the online video course this semester, I want to first thanks for Jordan's wonderful arrangement of the course, and I really learned about a lot of academic things in the whole process.
Thanks for your watching. Bye.